Okay, so I did get some imagery to come through while I was connecting. I got a really nice, strong connection, it feels like. So I don't think we're going to have any trouble today.
Perfect.
What I'm seeing is, it feels almost like a Corona commercial. It's silly if you think about it that way, but you'll get the idea. I'm seeing a picture of a beach, and as the view kind of pans backwards, I see two people in wooden reclining chairs, like you see on the beach. Sometimes they have an umbrella. This one doesn't have an umbrella, but they're right next to each other, and there's two people sitting watching the sunset. Okay, so this may be something that happens to you soon. This may be an event that takes place. I'm not seeing a male and a female or a female and a female, so I don't really know what the connection is between the two people. This could be a friendship, this could be a romantic relationship, either one. But it's a very serene and peaceful setting. If this isn't something that you have planned for the upcoming future, you know, written in the near, in the short term, that's what I'm looking for, the words I'm looking for. If this isn't something that you already have planned, it doesn't hurt to make those plans. It doesn't mean that you're making things happen because I mentioned them. It just means that this is something that was meant to happen for you, okay?
Yeah.
It feels to me like it's a resort area because of the way the benches are made, the chairs are made. So that would be somewhere either in Naples, Sanibel, it could be north of here, Sarasota area, Siesta Key, something like that. But it feels like it might even be a vacation, like just a weekend vacation type of thing. So keep your mind open for that. It does feel like it's coming sometime this summer, and I would say within the next month, at the very most 2 months from now. Okay?
Perfect.
Okay. It's also telling me now that I've finished that part, that this is something that you need to do for yourself. This is a self-healing type of event where you need to get away. So whatever it is that's been going on in your life recently or is about to happen is something that's going to drag at you a little bit. I'm hearing work popping up in my ear that we need to talk about your career or where it is that you're working. So what is it that you do for a living?
I work at a PR marketing firm.
Okay. Are you looking to advance or do like a sideways transfer to another company, but still doing the same type of work?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're worth more. If that makes sense. The feeling isn't that you have to move. I don't feel animosity in the workplace. I feel more like you're ready to move on. You're ready to develop and be at a place that maybe offers a little bit more than what you're being offered right now. That doesn't mean that this position that you're currently in isn't something that could grow and expand, but I feel like somewhere in there within the next few months, I would say definitely by the end of the summer, that something kind of needs to click. Something needs to happen for you because you're ready.
Yeah.
Not because the company, you know, I'm not saying demand it of the company and put your foot down, and that's not what it's a more natural cycle, but you're ready to move forward. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not about the money either. The money is an issue, but it's not all about the money. For you, it's more about self-fulfillment.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions or any topics that you want to talk about? We can talk about finances. We can talk about relationships. Anything.
I want to hear it all.
Okay.
Finances, relationships. You touched on career.
Okay. Okay. So I don't feel like you're currently in a relationship. I feel like you're single. Okay. And that might not be a bad thing for right now, but I do feel like that's going to change. I do feel like there's going to be a relationship coming up, a romantic relationship coming up sometime soon. Trying to get a beat on when it's telling me, because sometimes I'll get like, it'll feel like fall outside, or it might be snowing in my, so it would be, you know, in a winter type of situation. But this feels kind of like it's tying into the vacation. So stepping away with someone. So that gives us a little bit more information on that first view that we saw of you on the beach watching the sunset.
Yeah.
So now we know that this person, I still am not seeing male or female, but I'm seeing with this new information that this could be a romantic getaway. Okay? But it definitely feels short term. It doesn't feel like this is a week that you take out of your life. It feels more like a quick getaway for the weekend. It could even be something that happens, although it doesn't quite feel like it's that far, but like a Labor Day.
Okay.
Okay, so like just a long weekend or something like that. But I think it'll be sooner than Labor Day. But everything that I'm getting here surrounds this summer, it feels like. So this tells me that summertime is kind of a pivotal time in your life. Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
24.
24, okay. About to go into your 25th year. I think there's a lot of changes going on and things that are going to be solidifying now that it's summertime for you. When is your birthday?
April 2nd.
Okay, so you just turned 24. So this summer I think is going to solidify a lot of what's going to take place for the next few years of your life. Not everything, but you're springboarding forward from where you've been. And this summer there's going to be a lot of changes happening, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be negative. For the most part, everything that I'm feeling is very positive. Negative things happen to everybody, and it can happen out of the blue when we're least expecting it. I feel like anything negative that's coming your way over the summer months can be very quickly turned around into a positive or dealt with, and it's done. You know, like 24 hours, 48 hours, and then it's done. You've fixed the problem, okay? I don't feel like anything's holding you back right now. I'd like to get a beat on what's coming for the fall. Give me just a moment. Do you dabble in fashion?
I like fashion, but I don't really like do anything with it.
I think you will. Okay. I feel almost like you're modeling clothes. So it feels more like you're the person that is on display with new fashion. So it could be that you pick up a part-time modeling position.
Well.
It feels like small boutique, but where they sometimes will have, it's a small boutique, but they will go out to like Broadway Palm or some, small theater type area. And so there'll be like a, not really a runway, but you'll walk through the crowd, or you might even have a stage. But it's local. It's not anything big.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be too overwhelming for you right now. Doesn't mean that it's not going to happen down the road, but I think that you could very easily get yourself into a position, and I feel like it's going to be kind of handed to you. I don't feel like you're going to be striking out looking for a modeling position, but it'll be something real easy that kind of falls into place. So keep your ears open and your eyes open. Any opportunity, jump on it. Okay? Because it'll be an excellent opportunity for you for self-growth. It's going to be working with your self-esteem, and it's going to be also working with putting yourself together in a professional manner, because it's not all about swimsuits and it's not all about ball gowns. It's also about business attire and things of that nature, and how you can clothe yourself to feel confident going into any work experience. Okay? That type of thing, I think it's all kind of rolled around you becoming a successful businesswoman in your own right. Okay? You will have your own business, I feel. I don't know if it's going to be doing exactly what you're doing right now, but it'll be something that you're very good at. This may be 5 or 6 years down the line, but I'm hearing that you're going to own your own facility no matter what it is at a relatively young age. Okay, so I would say definitely before the time you turn 30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I don't feel like you're going to be relying on other people for your income. You'll be relying on yourself and your hard work. I don't see employees right away, it's kind of like a starter business at first, but then you grow into needing help. Okay? And again, I'm feeling a small boutique. So it may not be anything that it might not be a business that you've been working in all along. It might be something brand new that it just becomes a dream for you. Okay? And I feel like it'll be very successful.
That sounds good.
Good. Any questions so far? Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Let me see if we've got anybody coming through. Because I'm also a medium, so sometimes if we have family or friends that have crossed over, they may be kind of hanging out waiting for me to make a connection. So let me see if there's anybody that wants to jump in. Okay, so I have a gentleman. Feels like a grandfather. And he has kind of a bulbous nose. Do you have a grandfather or great-grandfather that passed that had kind of a big nose?
My grandpa, yeah.
Okay. And jolly face. And when I say jolly, he's like, reminds me of Santa Claus. Doesn't mean he has all the facial hair, but he's just got that kind of a happy smile about him. How long ago did he cross over?
Oh, it's been more than 10 years now.
Okay. So I see him in a green, like almost olive color polo shirt, where he's just kind of, it's almost like he's got a fence in front of him and he's leaning on the railing. And that's kind of when, and I see more of his face than anything, and his shoulders with this short sleeved kind of polo shirt. It might not actually be polo, but it's that idea with a couple of buttons down. Okay. Could be a golf shirt, any of those, anywhere in those lines. Let me see if he has any words that he wants to say. Sometimes they just come through and they want to let you know that they're present. And they validate with what they look like. Now I mentioned the golf shirt. Was he a golfer? That you can remember?
Not that I remember.
Because he's showing me a golf club now. Do you golf? Okay, you might start golfing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's the only thing that I can associate with the golf club. If he wasn't an avid golfer, then and he's showing me the golf club, keep your options open with that.
Okay.
You might meet somebody that likes to golf and decide to go out and try it and fall in love with it. And if not, whenever we have something come up that doesn't quite make sense, we shelve it. We put it away for a while. 2 or 3 weeks from now, it might just pop into your head. Oh, I remember Grandpa went out and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it could be something like that, or it may be meaningless and I'm not interpreting it correctly. It's not that it's meaningless, it's that I'm not getting the message to come through correctly.
Yeah.
Okay? So we'll just keep it off to the side. We don't want to stop what we're doing here. Okay, let me see if anybody else wants to come through. And I'm right away seeing pink roses, which usually I associate with a grandmother. Because a grandmother's love isn't as fierce as a mother's love, and I associate red with power and love. And so that would be like a lover that died too early, or your mother or your father, usually a female, but it could be a father as well. When I see pink, it's more soft, it's more kind, it's more loving, it's gentle, okay? This I usually associate with a grandmother, because a grandmother can come in, give you the love, and then she can leave. and so pink roses, pink hearts, those types of things. So I'm seeing a grandmother that is in a house coat, or that type of like a one-piece dress that doesn't have a lot of shape to it. So it would be like a comfortable around the house attire. But she would wear that whenever she was at home cooking, baking. I'm getting a little bit of the kitchen. Did you have a grandmother that crossed that liked to bake a lot?
The grandmother that I have that cross, I never met her. She passed before I was born.
Okay, so if that's the grandmother that's coming through, there could also be a great grandmother. So we don't want to discount any grandmother that's crossed over. But this particular grandmother, if she's showing me that she wore a house coat and she's got that much love for you, then I feel almost like it would be someone that knew you more so than a grandmother that never met you before. Doesn't mean that the grandmother that you've never met before isn't here, isn't a guide for you, because absolutely when they cross over, they could be a guide for you, and guide you in your work career or the different areas of your life. Excuse me, but usually there's a stronger connection with those that have crossed that know you.
Yeah.
When I feel this much love connected to it. Okay. Do you have a great grandmother that liked to bake? Because she keeps showing me the kitchen and almost like an apron over the top of this smock, not smock. It's just like a one-piece dress that doesn't have, it's not form-fitting. And this could almost even be someone who was like a grandmother to you. But we're not going to get stuck on that. So if it's not ringing any bells, just know that there's a female presence that's grandmotherly, that's also here with us in the room right now. She wanted to come through and give the message that you are surrounded by love, that she's a regular presence, maybe not constant, but when you need to have that type of reinforcement that you're loved and that you have others that care for you, she's going to be the guide that comes in and makes sure that when you're going to sleep at night, you feel a presence, you feel like you're loved, you feel in your quiet moments like there's someone there. This is most likely who's going to be present at that time. Now, what's going on with your mom?
What do you mean?
It could be anything. I'm just hearing that we need to talk about your mom. Is she going through some troubles right now?
That I know of.
Okay. Okay, call your mom.
Okay.
And this is not a dire warning that there's tragedy coming or anything like that. I just feel like there's a situation or something that you need to talk to your mom about. Maybe something that she's been wanting to tell you but has been hesitant. Or it could even be a conversation that you didn't know that you guys needed to have, but you do.
Okay.
Okay? So I would say you don't have to call her as soon as we get done here, but I would say sometime within the next couple of days. Is your mom here locally?
She's on the other coast of Florida.
Okay. So and it could just be that, the distance, that she wants to talk to you more often or something like that. So give her a call and just touch base with her.
Okay.
Make sure that she's okay, let her know that you're okay. Yeah, there's something with that connection. Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay. I'm just waiting to see if they've got anything else that they want to give me. Have you lived up north? Have you been?
I was born in New York, but I moved when I was 3.
Okay. I'm seeing a yard up north with the proverbial white picket fence. You know how they say, the perfect household is to live in the suburbs and have that white picket fence. So I'm seeing, and it's a real wooden fence. It's not fiberglass or anything like that. It's a little house with a small yard and a white picket fence. So have you had any thoughts about moving back to that area? Or anywhere?
I haven't, but my brother and sister-in-law and nephews are moving there in August.
Okay, so it might have something to do with visiting up there. It might have something to do with down the road. You might decide to follow them up there. But I'm just seeing this yard, and it feels like fall because I'm feeling a cool breeze blowing, and I'm seeing maple leaves colored like yellow and red falling from the trees above. So sometime in the fall, you may be asked to go up there. And it could be to watch the kids while they go do something, or it could be, you know, just to come up for the weekend to visit their new house. Or it could even be a large event, but I don't feel like you're going to be there for very long. It's just a visit, and it could pertain to falling in love with the area and decide that you want to follow at some point. Not right away though. I don't think it's going to happen right away. If you did decide to move up there, I really feel like it, because you've got a whole summer in the sun. Everything that I see for you this summer is spending a lot of time outdoors and enjoying yourself and around water. So not just the sun and the sand, but it could be along the riverbanks, like at JC Park. You might decide one day that, I don't know where your work is located, but you just decide that you want to eat your lunch in the park, and it happens to be on the river or something along those lines. But I feel like you need to be around the water this summer. This helps ground you. It helps keep you flowing in a positive manner. So it helps to align all of the chakras when you're connecting with Mother Nature. So you want to be around trees, you want to be around water, you want to be around the sun and the sand. All of that is going to be very, very vital to you this summer. Okay? And it's good all the time to have a connection with nature. But this summer, it's almost like you need to be rejuvenated on a daily basis, because you're going to be powering through so much change over the course of this summer. Okay? All right. Well, I think I'm about done. I'm not getting anything else. Not really, unless you have any questions we can follow up with.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Do you see me like staying in this Fort Myers area?
I see you staying here for a while, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this is where you're going to stay the whole time. If you move, I feel like you're going to move up north, because I'm seeing this house in fall, because I'm feeling the weather. I feel like you're going to visit in the fall, but then you're either going to fall in love with the place, or you're going to fall in love with a place along the route to get there. So drive when you go up, don't fly, because I think that's going to lead you to where you're eventually going to end up. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Any last questions?
No, I think that was it.
All right, perfect. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.